Shabbat Shalom. So nice to be with you tonight as we complete one chapter and begin a new chapter for Temporal Israel of Hollywood and our extraordinary leadership. Let's take a few deep breaths. And we'll continue with counting the Omer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer al sfirat ha'omer Sheva Shabbatot Temimot tiyena Sheva Shabbatot
For the math quiz. Today is the 39th day of the Omer. How many weeks and how many days? You're so close. 5 weeks and 4 days. 5 weeks and 4 days. But next week, it'll be 6 weeks and 4 days. I'll give you a hint. Once again, it's just really such a pleasure and a privilege to be here as we thank our many, many volunteers. You'll hear more on that very soon. Shalom Aleichem, page 11.
Where's Alice? I have a huge favor to ask of you tonight. As you can see, I'm wearing a mask. I have a cold. I don't want to share this love with anybody. And tonight we have our youth choir joining us tonight. So I am going to ask you a huge favor and for you to sing louder than me, okay? Sing louder than me tonight, please. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharim, Malachei Elyon, B'imech, Malachei Malachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruchuni Hine Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzedchem Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yishar kochachem. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite, she doesn't know this, but I'd like to invite Renee Wolf up to please light the candles. And the reason I'm asking Renee is because she's been saying for some time, you know, in addition to the board, which is at the center of the leadership of this community runs on volunteer hours. There is no way we could do the tiniest fraction of what we do without our extraordinary volunteers. So Renee has been saying, how about we have a Shabbat for all of our volunteers, about which I'll say a word in a few minutes. First, let's light candles together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של
Shabbat Shalom. Renee, would you come on up here? And I'm going to ask if you serve on any education committee or school PA or as a room parent, would you please rise? If you serve on Hillside Council for Women of TIOH in one of the finance or investment committees, any of our development committees, including the school development committees, events like Purim carnivals, party book hosts. If you serve on the membership committee, if you have helped us put together an Israel event this year, or serve on any program and learning committee, for example, if you've helped with Adult Purim, Really God, the Brisket Throwdown, if you facilitate a circle, or coordinate Torah study, or plan the Women's Health event, if you serve on the Social Justice Corps leadership team, or the nominations committee, or on Hadi's board, or in the leadership of Yachad, would you please rise? Renee, come on up. If you have benefited from any one of those committees, would you please raise your hand? Yes. And all those who are standing, I want you to imagine that our whole congregation were here tonight, and it wouldn't be just the people in the room raising their hands, it would actually be another 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000 people who have benefited from your love and dedication and work for our sacred community. So please, in this moment, before we continue with Kabbalat Shabbat, please accept our deepest, most profound thanks for all that you do to keep this community healthy, safe, strong, and thriving. We truly appreciate you. Thank you very much. And you especially. Continue with Kabbalat Shabbat.
Page 8. Ay, 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 ay,
Turning to page 20, L'chuna ranana l'Adonai. The translation says, "Come, sing in joy to Adonai," but it's incorrect. The translation actually means, "Sing louder than Shelley." That's what it means. So that's what we're going to do.
L'chuna ranana l'Adonai. L'chuna ranana l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu, nekadma fana betoda, bizmirot nariya lo, nekadma fana betoda, bizmirot nariya lo. L'chuna ranana l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. L'chuna ranana l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu. Nekadma fana betoda, bizmirot nariya lo. Nekadma fana betoda, bizmirot nariya lo.
Turning to page 22, Ya'aloz Sadai, 6 lines from the bottom in the Hebrew.
Ya'aloz Sadai, bechol Hashem bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay, 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 Ya'aloz Sadai, bechol Hashem bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay, 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 az yiranenu kol hatzei ya'ah, az yiranenu kol hatzei ya'ah, az yiranenu kol hatzei ya'ah, az yiranenu kol hatzei ya'ah. Ya'aloz Sadai, bechol Hashem bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay, 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 Ya'aloz Sadai, bechol Hashem bo Ya'aloz Sadai. Ay, 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 or zarua, or zarua, la, 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 tzadik. Or zarua, la, 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 tzadik. Page 24, Yisrael simcha, Yisrael simcha, Yisrael simcha. Live a life of goodness, be the righteous one. Live a life of kindness, be the righteous one. Live a life of holiness, be the righteous one. And let your heart shine out. Or zarua, la, 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 tzadik. Or zarua, la, 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 tzadik. Yisrael simcha, Yisrael simcha, Yisrael simcha.
I've been teaching this class called How to Pray When You Don't Really Know How to Pray. And it's not about using the prayer book, it's about opening our heart. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav, who lived in the 1700s, he taught this beautiful thing about prayer that we studied today. He taught that the source, the ikar of a nigun, of a song, is when we notice the good. That's where we find song. So maybe your week was really difficult. This country is really difficult. This world is difficult. But what would it be like if we tried to notice the good? Notice the good within us, notice the good around us, notice the good even in people that bother us. What would it be like to notice the good? And then as we sing Lecha Dodi, as we sing that nigun, try to take that goodness and bring it into your prayer. Page 29.
Lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, shamor v'zachor b'diburecha, tishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, shemo echad, v'shemo tiferet v'litehila, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, likrat Shabbat, lechu v'necha, tihim mikol beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tefila, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, מקדש מלך מלוכה, ומצאים מתוך ההפכה, רב לשבת בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך נמלה, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. התנערי מעפר קומי, אישי בידי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי ותלת-מי, קרבה על נפשי גאלה, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela.
Page 30. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך ניגע, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lecha Dodi, likrat chala, b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, לא תבושי ולא תתעלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תחמי בך, יחסו עניי עמי ולבנתה עיר lehodot l'Adonai, page 31. If you haven't noticed the good yet, here's the time. Tov lehodot.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני בפעליך, במעשה ידיך ארנן. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
We rise, Baruch Hu, page 36.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Be seated. Rolling light from dark and dark to light. This week we roll the Torah to the very end of Vayikra, the very end of Leviticus. And endings can sometimes be difficult, sometimes they can be great, sometimes they can be confusing. And we always say, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. Give us strength in those endings so we can begin again, anew. Page 36, From Light to Dark.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshen, golel or mipnei choshen, v'choshech mipnei choshen. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Page 38.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
You ever notice how sometimes you meet someone and they complete something in you that you didn't realize was missing? It might be just a sentence that they say to you. It might be a relationship. It might be just a moment. This week's Torah portion has the name Yaakov in it, and the word Yaakov is missing the Vav. And it happens 5 times in the Torah. And then the name Eliyahu has that Vav 5 times. So it's like the name switched, right? Very cool. And as if Elijah took something of Yaakov and Yaakov took something of Elijah, both of them 5 times. And I wonder if we can also think about that in our own lives. How have we given to someone? How have they given to us? And that pause of Vishamru, that pause of Shabbat, is there to sort of kickstart us, to take a breath and to reflect and to think about that. Page 41, Vishamru.
Vishamru
השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים עולם. בני ישראל, השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים עולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים עולם.
כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות הבאים עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל השבת, לעשות את השבת
לדורותם ברית עולם.
Page 44, we rise for the Amidah.
I want to take a moment before we continue with our service here to acknowledge all those who are connected to our community, who are fighting in Israel right now, protecting our people. We want to acknowledge that Elad Barak, Doreen Barak, Amit Ephraim, Eli Ephraim, Asaf Amar, Shir Weiss, Yoav Peratzur, Yonatan Evan, Sagi Maor, Eden Maor, Tamar Maor, Eliana Solomon are all serving right now, and Ido Noir and Tom Gavri have been injured since the beginning of the war. If you have on your seats one of our little brochures, one of our little packets, you can see inside the Misha Berach list, our list of healing. For all those we are sending healing, blessings, good vibes towards right now. If there's anyone that you're thinking of that could use strengthening of body, of mind, of spirits, you'd like to share their name out loud, we'll invite you to do so, or you can just keep them in your hearts. May healing come speedily to each and every one of them.
מי שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Two brief announcements. Shavuot is coming up. Please join us. Sign up. We're going to a private home. And please join us, and it'll be a beautiful night of study and conversation. Also, we set out to organize a Jewish community delegation from around Los Angeles at the Pride March, at the LA Pride March, like we did last year. We had an incredible community come together, about 200 people. And then we decided to wait a little bit because of all that was going on college campuses and all that is going on in the world. And we just thought, do we really want to be a very large Jewish community in a public space like that? And we had wonderful conversations with the organizers of LA Pride, and they're going to have security and help us de-escalate anything that hopefully won't come up, but should it come up. And we decided it's just really important that we show up. So we're going to be a smaller group this year, but please, I'd like to invite you to join us if you can, LA Pride next Sunday. We have a t-shirt for you. So sometimes I think that the entire purpose of Jewish life is to force us to press pause. When I start working with B'nai Mitzvah families, I explain that all of it is important and beautiful. All of it. Reading Torah, a young person leading us in prayer, the family, the community, the celebration of Jewish life. All of it is important and beautiful. But I think that at its deepest core, the reason we mark B'nai Mitzvah with a ceremony is in order to force us to press pause. How long are most of our kids engaged in formal education? How long would you say? 6 years. Keep going. What else? 16, 25, da-da-da. So I'm sorry to tell you, but you're all wrong. The actual time in between the first teary drop-off at the ECC with the lunchbox and the cubby and the change of clothes and our kids' very last graduation, it's exactly 5 minutes. I've timed it. On God's time, it's 5 minutes. And if we don't press pause from time to time, if we don't stop to say what we need to say, to bless each other, to thank each other, we're going to miss the whole thing. The B'nai Mitzvah ceremony exists because otherwise we think we're still in diapers and suddenly we're helping someone get a driver's license. There's a moment in the Tanakh when King David's general, Yoav, stands before his troops. He sees an enemy army that is lined up both in front and behind his company. He has just a few minutes for a pep talk, and he goes with these words, Chazak v'nit chazek. Be strong and be strengthened. They march into battle, and in fact, without lifting a finger, the enemy flees. Chazak v'nit chazek are not magic words. They can't make miracles like that happen, I don't think. But the tradition picks them up as words of transition, orientation, and reflection. As Rabbi Michelle was discussing earlier, these are the basis of the words that we say when we finish reading one book of the Torah, like we're doing right now on this Shabbat. We're finishing Leviticus with Bechukotai, and before we jump into Numbers, we press pause and we say, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. We do that to ensure that we take a look back to see where we've been and a look forward to see where we're going. I can't think of a more fitting tradition on a night like tonight as we install our new Board of Trustees. Every one of us is profoundly indebted to those who have served until now. We will miss those who are completing their time of service, but I hate to tell you, we still have your phone numbers, so we're not done with you. So too, we look with anticipation and optimism into our future. Those who are now stepping into the lead will have hard work ahead of them, and they're up for it. They will bolster the traditions on which we already stand, while at the same time planting seeds of change, solving problems, and supporting the work we do here every minute of every day to make life holy. Please join me on this board installation night in saying, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek. To move in now to a moment of ritual, I'd like to invite the board members that are completing their service, Alan Marks, Giovanni Spottle. Oh, wait, sorry, his mom, Lauren, that's what I meant. And I want to give a shout out to Mendez Napoli, who's not well. He is not able to be here tonight, but we are sending our love to him and grateful to his work as well. There's Giovanni. And I'd like to ask everybody in the room to think about what it's like to complete a project. Think about a project, an effort that you worked really hard on and really long on and found an end to. And I want you to think about what that felt like, and I'm going to ask you to help me compose a blessing for our extraordinary board members. In the words of our tradition, we'll say, Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzhak veYaakov ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May you be blessed with, and I'm going to ask you to call out what you ask that they're blessed with as they complete their board service. And a sense of accomplishment and joy in all that you have done. We thank you so much for your service. We say amen for all of those blessings, and I'll ask you to please come on up here. And I'm going to ask our just about to start board members, Uri, Andrea, Lisa, I think maybe represented by Craig. Are you standing in tonight? Okay, great. And Sherry, would you please rise? And similarly, I'll ask everybody to think about a new project, what it feels like to be going into a new project and starting something new and embarking on a new endeavor. And to you, we'll say, Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzhak veYaakov ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May you, our new board members, be blessed with and joy and delight and goodness and blessing, and we say amen. And I'll ask you to come on up, and I'll ask all our continuing board members to come on up too. We are profoundly grateful for your ongoing service. Like I said, we have more to ask of you as well. And then I would like to invite up Jill Cohen, our outgoing president, and Stephanie Bressler, our about to be president, to say a few words.
I'm going to say some things to you. Hello, everybody. Is it on? Okay. I'm going to hold it, actually, if that's okay. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to all of you. It's been such a wonderful experience to be on the board and future board members. And thank you to all of our clergy for this lovely service. So in preparing for what I was going to say tonight, to close out my term as president and pass the garage clicker to Stephanie, I looked back at what I said 2 years ago when I assumed this role, and I started by acknowledging how difficult Heidi's tenure had been as she led us through the worst of COVID and the transition of senior leadership. And I acknowledged that I appreciated that I was stepping into the role at the time that the challenges that she had navigated were winding down. And I actually joked that I hoped my tenure would be easier and less tumultuous, and that I wasn't jinxing it by saying that. So clearly I did jinx it by saying that, and I will therefore be careful not to suggest that your tenure will be easier or less tumultuous. It's been a privilege to serve as president these past 2 years. This community means so much to me and my family, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to give back some of the support that we've received from TIOH. I've gained so much from being president, and I know I will always look back and remember this as one of the most meaningful experiences of my life. The other thing I noted when I looked back at the installation Shabbat 2 years ago is that part of the protocols for the evening included checking vaccination records at the door. It's almost hard to remember now, but back then we were just starting to gather in person in large groups again. And my main priority, starting as being president, was that I wanted to bring people back. And I'm proud that in these past 2 years, we have done that by offering meaningful and interesting and fun events and programs, holiday celebrations, arts programs, social justice initiatives, and a wide array of opportunities to socialize and build relationships. And as I reflect, I certainly need to acknowledge that this has been a particularly difficult year. October 7th is a date that will be remembered for generations to come for the Jewish people. It has been and continues to be a painful and scary time for us as a Jewish community that loves and cares about Israel. I find hope in knowing that as a Jewish people we are resilient, as we are reminded by most of the holidays we celebrate or commemorate during the year. And among the ways we are resilient is that we continue to live a meaningful Jewish life even during difficult times, and by leaning into our community. And that is what we have continued to do. So that brings us to this purpose of this night, which is to recognize and thank all of you, our lay leaders and our volunteers. You all give of yourselves in many ways, and our community would not be what it is without you. Thank you for your commitment to this amazing place. And for now, I just want to particularly acknowledge and welcome Stephanie Bressler to the role of president. I imagine that most of you already know Stephanie. Stephanie and her husband Jason have been members for I think about 15 years, more than that. Their children are Holden in 5th grade, Lincoln in 3rd grade, and Marnie, who is about to graduate from pre-K. Stephanie, your passion for TIOH is unmatched, even in a room full of people who are also passionate about it. You often say you are ride or die for TIOH. I looked that up, and it has a little bit of a gangster history to that stating, which I don't think is what's intended, but we get the idea. And in addition to being so passionate, you have an abundance of energy and enthusiasm for every project. You are inspiring and motivating. And in addition to all of that, you also have the perfect educational and experiential background for this role. You have a bachelor's in Middle Eastern and Judaic Studies from Brandeis, a master's in communications from USC, and a master's in Jewish communal service and nonprofit management from HUC. I won't review your entire professional history, but I'll note that you worked as the Director of Membership and Programs here at TIOH for almost 4 years, and you've served in a development role at a variety of nonprofits, including PJ Library, the Karsh Family Social Service Center, and Cedars-Sinai, in addition to being the VP of Development on our board. So, wow, you have sort of the perfect resume for this role. As we head into our centennial celebration in about a year, I'm confident that you are the right president for this time. I know that you have already been doodling logos for the centennial when you're awake in the middle of the night, and you've probably already started some Google Docs with plans for the entire year. As I said in the beginning, I don't want to jinx you by hoping for an easy tenure, which is probably never is anyway. Instead, I will encourage you to bring who you are with your unique skills and talents to whatever we need to face in the next 2 years. I encourage you to reach out to me or any of the past presidents if we can be helpful or support you in any way. And I want you to know that taking on this role is appreciated and important. Sometimes people say it's a thankless role, and it is absolutely not that. People are very appreciative and acknowledge and thank me all the time. So it's challenging, but it's not thankless. And Jason, so I understand that your mother was temple president when you were about Holden's age. So hopefully you have some idea of what you're in for. And you, you are welcome to reach out to Josh or any of the past presidential spouses when you're wondering why you need to attend so many more temple events than you would normally attend. So anyway, thank you and Shabbat Shalom.
Wait, I'm going to try and not hold it. Thank you, Jill. Rabbis Mari, Michelle, Calvin, and Shelley, thank you so much for a beautiful, beautiful Shabbat service and for leading our community with such enthusiasm. Jill, we will share more about you later, shower you with accolades, so I'll keep it brief now. But over the last 2 years, and particularly over the last few months, I have so appreciated your approach to this work. Thank you. You are thoughtful. You always strive to see multiple perspectives in each conversation, and you are deeply reflective. Your sense of humor has infused even the most tense moments with much needed levity. As Jill said, when she took the reins from Heidi 2 years ago, on the heels of the pandemic, she said she hoped that the next 2 years would be easier, only to then be faced with October 7th. But I suppose that's the beauty and the challenge of this incredible role. We don't have any idea what the next 2 years will hold, but I am honored and humbled to steward our community through whatever comes our way and to help TIOH celebrate its centennial year with the most dedicated, hardworking board, leaders, professionals, and volunteers, many of whom are here tonight. We are TIOH. We and you make our community hum and thrive, and it is a joy to do this work alongside you. This is hard when half the people are here. I want to acknowledge all of the past presidents who came before me. I'm so honored to be a part of this group, and I will turn to you as I find my footing and throughout my term. Please know how deeply, deeply I respect and appreciate the torch that I carry forth from you. In 2005, I moved to Los Angeles for grad school, and I called the Bureau of Jewish Education to try and find a part-time job teaching Hebrew school. They gave me 3 names of synagogues that might need teachers. I scheduled meetings, I drove around town with my Thomas guide, for those of you that are old enough to remember that, interviewing at the synagogues. TIOH was the 3rd synagogue I visited, and I am not exaggerating when I tell you it felt more like home than my pre-furnished Park La Brea apartment. That was in 2005. Ever since then, Temple Israel really has been my home. From my start teaching in our religious school, my time as director of membership and programs, my stint as co-chair of Women of TIOH with Alexa Pogue, or most recently as vice president of development. My favorite job to date has been parent in our schools. But each role has given me a different perspective, has taught me more about the rich tradition, history, and innovation that has occurred within these walls. Each has brought new friends, partners, teammates, and each has increased my love of and appreciation for Temple Israel of Hollywood. To hold this esteemed position with Rabbi Mari and Zach as my partners is a real, true privilege. Thank you to Jason and Holden, Lincoln, and Marnie in advance for the next 2 years being a little extra nutty. Apologies in advance. Now more than ever, I feel the weight and importance of preserving, strengthening, and celebrating our Jewish tradition. I promise that at every turn, my mind will be squarely focused on ensuring that we are planting seeds for a Jewish future, working to solve or lessen the problems faced by our community and those around us, and remembering to make life holy for our members and to find awe in the significant moments and the mundane alike. Thank you for walking alongside me. I look forward to our work together. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Yasher Koach. Stephanie mentioned the past presidents, and I'd like to invite the past presidents to rise first as we just first note your role in this community as the backbone, the shoulders on which every one of us stands. There is not a drop of paint in this place that you were not instrumental in making happen. There is not a program in our days that you did not make happen. There is not a person here or in all of our various communities that you have not influenced for good. Would you please come and pass the Torah on to our next, Jill, I think this is the first time we get to call you past president, or do you stand in the role of past president? And I'd like to invite Stephanie's family to please come open the ark. Would you please come? Siblings, parents, everybody, the whole mishpacha, come on up. And I know the ark is open, but I'm going to ask you to face the community so that we can witness this sacred moment. With the Torah scroll in your hands, I'll ask my clergy partners to please come on up and we will bless all of you.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
En yehi ratzon.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka.
En yehi ratzon.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
En yehi ratzon. May God bless you and watch over you. May God's face shine upon you. May God be gracious to you. May God's countenance be with you in sweetness and in warmth. May God grant you shalom, shleimut, wholeness, and peace. And we say,
Amen.
Yasher koach. Thank you so much. And you all can have a seat. We're going to invite up our youth choir to lead us in one more piece as part of this installation.
We have a special song in honor of the board tonight, in honor of leadership. Ready? You guys ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I will open my eyes.
I will open my eyes.
I will not look away.
I will not look away.
I will use this gift I've been given every day. I have a voice.
My voice is
Powerful. My voice truth.
I'll stand up for what's right.
I'll stand up for what's right. I will use this strength I've been given to be alive.
I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world.
Change the world.
As we come to the end of our service, we're thinking a lot of transitions, of who came before, and how they impacted us. We want to enter this space and time of memory. At this season, right now, our members are remembering Rita Adamski, Menachem Mendel, Chaim Adler, Sidney Cohen, Sidney Coleman, Harry Colton, Richard Dame, Ann Evans, Igal Ganor, Rodolfo Garcia, Sam Gallant, Donald Goodman, Bert Kirshner, William McKenna, Donald Metz, Herman Meyer, Scott Milberg, Eden Sage, Nettie Schubert, Tybel Super, Arlene Turoff. And in the last 30 days of Shloshim, we've lost Stuart Burton, Joseph Anton Marovich, Jean-Michel Monet, Natalie Windsor, and just this past week, we've lost Stephen Weitz. If the name of your loved one has not been mentioned yet, and you'd like to bring them into this space, we'll invite you to rise and share their name out loud or just hold them in your hearts. If the name of your loved one has been mentioned aloud already, we invite you to rise so that we may offer support. And if it's your custom to rise alongside the mourners, you're invited to do so. We turn to page 292 as the mourners will lead us in Kaddish Yatom, and we will offer our amens, our supports. Yitgadal, Yitgadash, Shemeh, Rabba.
Amen.
Be'alma, Divarach, Yiroteh, Be'amlich, Malchuteh. B'chayachon, Yomechon, Chayei Techol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, Uvizman, Kariv, V'imru.
Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Lamei Almaya.
Yiparach, V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh. V'yithadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Tekudshah, B'richu. La'ela Mikol Birchata V'shirata. Tushvachata V'nechemata. Damiran Be'alma V'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'chaim Alenu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. V'imru.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Alenu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. V'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'Romav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu.
Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom.
Pastor Koa. You may be seated, and we'd like to invite up to lead us in Kiddush, offering our blessings over our grape juice, Felix and Isaac, and Holden, Lincoln, and Marnie. Get in here. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila, למקראי קודש, זכר לציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ,
פתי עוון.
We'll invite you to rise as we offer Hatikva, Israel's national anthem.
כל עוד בלבב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומיה, ולפאתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון סופיה, עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Thank you to our youth choir. Thank you, Simon Fox. Thank you, Michael Alfera. Shabbat Shalom. Yalai, la, 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 yalai, la, 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 yalai, la, 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 yalai, la, la, la,
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. I know that's what I have to try something Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You did great.
It's over conversation. Actually, naturally have a pretty hunched kind of posture.